What if I told you that I can save you over $40,000 a year using these voice AI agents and they can do a better job than the people you currently have? Now, my name's Nato, and I had an insurance agency that I started about 10 years ago. I grew it and I sold it 2 years ago. And since then, I've helped over 1,000 agents scale and grow their insurance agencies through lead generation and now using AI. Look, I'm not trying to replace your current employees. What I'm trying to do is utilize your current employees to do more valuable tasks. And by doing that, be more productive and make more money in your agency. Now, these AI agents, they're not going to be able to do everything that your in-house people are going to be able to do. But what they do is they do repetitive tasks really well, and they do it better than the human can. So I'm going to show you in this video how you can save at least $40,000 a year by replacing your receptionist, whoever answers your phones, and also an outside setter. We'll talk about how to utilize that outside caller also, because obviously with insurance it is really relationship based, and also you need a license to close business. You're not going to be using these setters to close business. You're going to be using them to qualify. So let's go to, let me show you what I'm talking about here. I have two callers here. One is your AI receptionist. I call her Emily. And then you have your outbound, what I call a sales setter and lead qualifier. What that's going to do is that's going to be able to free up your salesman time and only talk to people that are actually qualified by not only utilizing the setter, but also utilizing automation. Now, let's talk about Emily, the AI receptionist, what she's going to be doing. We'll also listen to how she sounds over the phone. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and do that now.
Hi, this is Emily with Benavides Insurance. Thanks for calling. Are you a current client needing assistance, or are you looking for a new quote?
I am a current client.
I'd be happy to help. Are you calling about home policy, auto policy, or something else?
My home policy.
Got it. What can I assist you with regarding your home policy? Are you looking to make a change, have questions about your coverage, need payment assistance, or something else?
Yeah, I need to make a change on the policy.
I can help with that. Let me just confirm a few details to get started. Can I have your name, policy number, and a good callback number in case we need to follow up?
Sure. My name is Nato. Callback number is 757-345-1253. And I don't have my policy number.
No problem, Nato. I've got your name and callback number. What specific change would you like to make to your home policy?
I tested about 40 different callers and I ended up with Emily. There's plenty of different voices that we can change if for whatever reason you don't like her. So, what does Emily do? What Emily does or can do is she can answer 20 calls at the same time. Look, if you're a busy agency and you're getting, maybe you're not getting 20 calls at the same time, but sometimes you're getting 2 or 3 calls and you're the agency owner and you only have one person to answer the phone. If you get a second call, then you're going to have to answer that phone call. Or you're going to have to hire 2 people in order to fulfill that and answer 2 calls at the same time. Whereas Emily will answer that phone call, answer 20 calls at the same time and have the same exact script. So the calls come in, Emily answers, and she determines if it's going to be a service, sales, or claims. Typically with claims, you just give them a phone number, or you can give them like a description on what they need to do. And in order to do that, all we have to do is just have a knowledge base and put it in the system in order for Emily to know how to handle that claim process. And then let's just say for whatever reason that call was a customer service call. She's going to determine if it's auto or home. Once she gets all the information, that information is going to be sent to an email to whatever CSR person handles that, and to a CRM with all the transcripts, info, and audio download that they can listen to. And I'll show you guys here in a minute how that looks on the platform. But if for whatever reason the client wants to talk directly to somebody in the office, let's just say, I just want to speak to Amanda. What we have it set up is for it to go, if it says that, it'll just forward that call to Amanda, and it could just directly forward it to her, or it can call Amanda and Emily will say, hey, I have a call for you. It's not giving you a call about home insurance. And you can do that. So what it looks like on the platform is it's going to document every single call on here with the transcript, so your customer service rep can go back and look at it, and also listen to the call itself if for whatever reason you guys want to listen to it. That way you can make adjustments going forward to Emily, and you can also download it here, and all of this can also be sent to your CRM system also, because what we do is we include the CRM system depending on what package you get. Okay, so that's Emily, the AI receptionist. Now let's go to Ethan. Ethan is going to be your outbound sales setter and lead qualifier. And the best use for this is to qualify leads. So that way your salesperson can only your salesperson can be as efficient as possible and not have to talk to a whole bunch of unqualified people. Now, the same like Emily, we can change Ethan's voice. We can obviously change his name. You can have a male, female. If for whatever reason you want to have a different accent, you can have that. And that's another benefit of these callers. Not only do they speak perfect English, if for whatever reason you have a Spanish speaking client, they can also speak perfect Spanish. So let's just see how Ethan would handle like an outbound call. So let me fill out a Facebook form, and then let's see if what Ethan says. Okay, here we go.
Insurance Group. You recently showed interest in home or auto insurance through our Facebook ad. Do you have a moment for a few quick questions?
Yeah, sure.
Were you looking to save on your home insurance, auto insurance, or both?
Both.
Let's start with your home insurance. Is your email nato@gmail.com the best one to send your quote to?
Yes.
Let's start with your date of birth.
6/17/80.
June 17th, 1980. What is the address to your home?
114 Main Street.
Do you currently have home insurance? And if so, who is your provider?
I do, and it's with Allstate.
How long have you been with Allstate?
About 2 years.
Now, a few questions to help with discounts. What is your occupation?
So how that would work is if you get a lead through Facebook, Google, your website, however that lead comes in, Ethan would give that lead a call immediately, or you can pause it and wait maybe 10 seconds, a minute. I recommend calling pretty much right away. And another thing that a lot of insurance agents that I've been working with lately have been doing is they've been using Ethan to call the lead and gather some information, but send a text afterwards for them to log into something like Canopy Connect. But anyway, they send them a link. If you're not familiar with Canopy Connect, is basically you send them a link. The client logs in with whatever company that they're with. Let's just say Geico. It uploads their policy into a system where they have all the information to give a quote. So we've been doing that, and that's been working really well. So Ethan will be able to not only gather information, but send them that link in order for them to get the policy. The best bet is for them to send you their deck page in order to see what their policy looks like. So that's been working really well for us, where Ethan just gathers a little bit of information, but then sends that link. And if for whatever reason that person doesn't log in and uploads their documents, the salesperson would just call back and have them help them if they need to. So how that would work is Ethan qualifies them or unqualifies them. If it's qualified, it goes to the salesperson. If it's sold, great. Then we get a review. If it's not sold, what happens is we put them in what we call a reactivation campaign, where Ethan will call 6 months later to try to make that sell again. So as you can see, in order for you guys to make changes on how Ethan talks, how Ethan sounds, what he says, is very easy to make these changes. A lot of times what we do is we have 1 week where the insurance agent will just test out the AI agent to see if it's saying exactly how they sound over the phone. And also we give tips on best practices on answering the phones. All right. How much can these AI agents save you guys? Okay. So receptionist, let's just say you get a VA receptionist. You can probably get one for like $1,200, $1,500 a month. If you guys want a sales setter, typically it's going to be a little bit more. You're looking at maybe $2,000 to $3,000 a month, where these AI voice agents can range anywhere from, depending how many minutes, how many people call, anywhere from like $300 to maybe $700 a month. So the saving is huge. I had one guy that He's by himself. He doesn't have anyone that's helping him. He makes over $100,000 a year. He's happy just being a one-man shop. But his issue was like he went golfing, and on Fridays he would miss these calls. So we implemented one of these single agents, just the AI receptionist, Emily, and it took all those phone calls on his Friday, and then that way he could follow up on Monday. You can utilize these callers however you like. Once you have one of the callers, like I mentioned before, they can do multiple calls at the same time. So this is an investment where as your agency grows, you can utilize the same agent. So the benefits of using AI agents in your insurance agency, they're about 80% less expensive than having a full-time employee. And like I mentioned before, I'm not trying to replace your employees. I want your employees to do more valuable things in your agency than doing repetitive things like answering the phones, where it's usually the same thing happening over and over again. It replaces a $2,000 to $4,000 role in your agency. Like I mentioned before, handles up to 20 calls simultaneously, no more missed calls, voicemails, no training required, because all you have to do is let us know your sales scripts, or if you don't like something with the default agent that we have, which by the way, we've been tweaking this for over a year, and these are specifically for insurance agents. So, but if for whatever reason you don't like a certain thing, we can change that very easily. So also, obviously, it never gets tired, distracted, or frustrated. It makes the calls every single time perfectly, and so on and so on. Obviously, it works 24 hours a day, no breaks, no sick days. It catches leads after hours and also on the weekends. I personally used to work on Saturdays, and that used to be my money making day because nobody worked on Saturdays. So if you're one of those people that works on the weekends, and or doesn't work on the weekends, and you're missing all these calls, you're probably missing out on some money. So anyway, it's like having a top performer on call all day, every day. If you guys want something like this set up for you, like I mentioned before, it's going to be a lot less expensive than hiring an in-house person. And if you have an in-house person, maybe you want to start teaching that person to do other things in your agency, and replace that person with an AI agent. I've been testing this for a year. I've already signed up several agents that are using it for their agency. If you want something set up like this, go ahead and book a call, and we can talk about how the AI agent can work for your agency. Okay? Talk to you later. Bye-bye.